I remember the worst encounter I had with the TSA was out in Burbank, California. Tiny little airport, and I was flying out and I was coming to New York, right? And so I'm in Burbank Airport and I go through security, and then for some reason I was beeping. I don't know why. I walk to the metal detector and I beep. Go out, beep, go out, beep, go out. And every time I have to take something off, I gotta beep. And the agent, he's just losing it. The whole time he's like, take that off, take it off. And I'm going like, beep, 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 beep. He's like, take that off, take it off. And I come back, he's like, take that off. He's getting more and more angry. I'm basically naked right now and he's losing it. Like I felt like an underperforming stripper. It was horrible. He's just like, And finally he's like, you know what, just get out here, get out here, get out here. So I walk to the side, he's like, go ahead and put your hands up, go ahead and put your hands up. I put my arms up, and he whipped out a little personal metal detector. Yeah, it looks like a midget sword, right? But they call it the wand. That's what they call it, the wand. And so he whips that out, yeah, because that $100,000 machine, that's play. Shit just got real. And so he looks at me and says, go ahead and stick your hands up, sir, and just keep them right there. So I put my arms up, and he scans me. He's like, You got any metal objects on you? I'm like, well, then what was that for? If you were gonna ask me anyway, then what was this? The foreplay to my honesty? What is this? Why? And then, as if he can't do this right, he calls for backup. He goes, I'm gonna need you wait. Can we get Velasquez to gate 10, please? Velasquez to gate 10. And he calls for a man by the name Velasquez, who I'm assuming was the best wander that they had. Because he wasn't even on the floor. They called for him, and Velasquez emerged from the back offices of the TSA. And he walked out, and the energy changed. People bowed their heads as he walked past. Everyone gave him a little nod. You could see he was special, and he didn't look like it. He didn't look like much. You know, Velasquez was a little Mexican man, very long mustache, big chest, and he was very short, really, really short guy. But he didn't feel short. Like, he looked short, but he didn't feel short. Do you know what I mean? Like he had this thing. You know those short people that are so confident, it looks like they just chose to grow low. He had that energy. And so Velasquez walks down towards where I'm standing with my agent. My guy tries to apologize, says, I don't know what's going on. I silenced him with one move of his hand. He's like, no, I go. And he stepped up, he looked me in the eye, and he's like, sir, you got to stand for side and not give God for that, okay? Don't touch nothing on the movie, okay? None of that. And I didn't know what he was saying. But I knew what he meant. And so I stood there, I raised my arms, and as I did, he whipped out his wand. And he started using it all over me, and as soon as he did, I knew why he was who he was. It was the most magical thing I've ever come across in my life. The way he wielded that wand was unlike anything I've ever experienced. I felt like I was being blessed. I just stood there with my head down as he went all over me, just blessing me with his power. It was something special. It was like a force and energy. It's so, like on the outside, you still heard that beeping. It was like, ee, but in my head, I heard a lightsaber. That's what I heard. I heard like, it was like, because he was to me, a little Mexican Jedi. In fact, that's exactly what he was. He was my Mexican Jedi. Which, by the way, I feel would be a welcome addition to the Star Wars franchise. No, I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I was super excited when I found out they'd be making another one. I was losing my mind. I went back, watched all the movies, and I came to realize that there's no Mexican Jedis, not even one. There's no Mexican Jedis. Which is weird. Because when you look at it, technically speaking, Star Wars is a vision of America in a distant future. So, surely it would be safe to say, judging by the current trajectory of Mexican people in America, I'm sure it would be safe to say that by that time, in a galaxy far, far away, there would be at least one. Just one Mexican Jedi. It's not even like it would spoil the story. Who knows, it might open up a whole new avenue Can you imagine how different that epic scene between Luke and Darth could have been? Them battling it out on the Death Star. The moment of realization. Luke. What do you want, you evil man? Luke. What do you want from me? No. Luke, man. Luke. It's your father, man.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can win cool prizes. And by prizes, I mean surprise. There's no prizes. It's a free YouTube video, you greedy. Just click the video, man. Why you want free things on free things?
How was I going to be a comedian without a voice? You need the voice to do comedy. No voice, no comedy, nothing I can do. I was stressed. It was over. Then I thought, no, you know what, Trevor? It's never over. You commit. You believe. Maybe you'll be the comedian without the voice. Yes. Oh, yeah, you laugh at me. You laugh. But look at Oscar Pistorius. Huh? Look at him. Yes, no legs. Huh? No legs. But he didn't let that stop him from becoming a killer. Huh? No. No. Yeah. Because you can say what you want about him, but he truly made us see those people as equals, didn't he? Yeah. Before that, you're like paraplegic. I mean, they're the same, but not really the same. But I mean, they're the same, but not really. Now you're like, no, they're the same. Hey, they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Yes. Before that, now anything's possible. Yeah, you'd be like, who kicked this dog? I think it was that guy. I think it was that guy. Yeah, but he doesn't have legs. Hey, you never know with this one's, my man. They showed us things, eh? I'll never forget. I met an American in South Africa. And he said to me, he said, well, you know, Trevor, it's funny you say that because if you come out to America, they'll label you as black. I said, really? And he was like, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, everybody's black out there. And I was like, wow, well, I want to be black. And I found out it's true. Mixed race people are categorized as black in America. Yeah. The only catch is, and nobody tells you this, you have to be liked and successful first. Before then, they say you mixed. You achieve success, and you get upgraded to black. All the famous mixed people do it. Singers, like Alicia Keys and Mariah Carey, yeah? Mixed, but then they say black singers. Sportsmen, like Tiger Woods, mixed, but then they say black golfer. The most famous mixed person on the planet by far, Barack Obama, mixed, half and half, straight down the middle. But then they say America's first black president, which is interesting because when he was running, they called him the mixed candidate. I see how it works. Everyone makes it obvious now. They're like, yeah, Barack, of course he won, of course. It wasn't that obvious when he started. It wasn't. I remember comedians coming out. They used to diss him. Guys would come out on stage and be like, man, how many of y'all seen that crazy-ass mixed fool run for president? Y'all seen that mixed fool run for president? What you gonna see? Ain't no mixed fool gonna be president of the United States of America. Ain't no man, which white people gonna be voting for a mixed fool? Even a black man can't win shit. Even a black man can't. How some mixed fool think he gonna do it out? Man, that mixed fool, that crazy-ass mixed fool. How some mixed fool, that mixed fool? And then he won, and all of a sudden they were like, my nigga. So I see how it works, you know. I understand. In order for me to become black, I have to work hard at it. And I'm willing to do the time. Yeah. I took the first opportunity I could. Bought myself a plane ticket from South Africa, and I said, I'm going out to America. I'm going there, and I'm going to be black. And I got on that plane. It was an 18-hour flight, 18 hours of non-stop flying. And I sat there in my chair, and I spent every moment practicing being black, just practicing. I was like, I'm not going to mess up this black opportunity. I just sat there, just working through everything. I was watching every black movie and TV show, just going through it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Yeah. What you talking about, Willis? I was grinding it. You laugh, but 18 hours of flying, and I landed in JFK, and I was fluent in my black American. For shizzle my nizzle. I was walking around. I was so black, I was even laughing black. I was like, ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha.
Yeah! My man! Should have seen me. It was like, oh, this you? This you? That has to be the personification of cool, in my opinion. There's nothing cooler. Black Americans are so cool, they can make you feel good about yourself just by asking if you are you. You don't believe me? Get a Black American man to come up to you and just be like, hey yo, this you? Nah, this you? This you? This you? And you'll be like, I think it is. It's magic. I was that black. Not just any black, but the coolest black in the world, and that's American black. I can say this with confidence, being from Africa. I know black. I'm well versed in the arts of black. I'm from the black factory. I mean it. I've seen every kind of black, from light black all the way to like navy blue black. I know black. And there's no cooler black than American black. Nothing cooler, you know? Because American black people, I mean, you just look at how much they've done to influence modern day pop culture, you know? Small things and the big alike. You look at the music. You've got, you know, jazz, hip-hop, R&B, all black Americans, style of clothing, you know, just this general swag that they've brought to everything. Even small things like walking. I mean, walking is such a mundane activity, isn't it? It's just there's nothing cool about this thing. You just move from one place to the next, and pretty much everybody can do it. This is it. There's nothing. And then black Americans came along, and then they just added in that bounce, and then all of a sudden you look really cool. You just, you know, you look like you have a purpose. You've just got that. Yeah, look at this. It's super cool. And it must be hard for an assassin to kill you. Just like. That's why if you look in American history, no black man was ever assassinated whilst walking, ever. So it was when they stopped and said something. Bang! That's when they were, because they got to walk. That's why if you look, Obama, every time he comes out of the jet or makes a speech, he's always just got that little bounce just before. Because in his head, he's like, you never know, you never know, you never know, you never know, you never know. Got to walk. It's a cool walk. And by far, the coolest thing of all is the talk. I've listened to black Americans, and it's the most amazing use of the English language I've ever come across in my life. Because they pay no regard to punctuation whatsoever. Just cruise through sentences. It's fantastic. First time I had a conversation with a black American man was in Baltimore, Maryland. This guy walked up to me after the show. He didn't even walk. He just floated in. Just came up to me and was like, hey, yo, B, hey, yo, hey, yo. Yo, let me holler at you for a minute, man. Let me holler at you. I said, okay. He's like, man, I ain't even gonna front, man. I ain't gonna front. I came out here, dude. I ain't even know who you was, man. I didn't even know. I was out here at the show. I bought my girl. We was out there. You came out there. You were doing your thing. I was like, yo, man, I ain't even know they got them yellow bones out there in the motherland, man. I was like, yo, this kid better be funny, man, but I ain't gonna lie. You came out there, you was keeping it coming, keeping it moving, you was just beasting. I was like, all right, man, maybe this kid is the truth, yeah? This kid was doing his thing, he was keeping it out there. I started laughing, my girl was killing herself. I was like, all right, this mofo got flow for show, you know what I mean? And I was like, no, I don't. But I love it. It's the most amazing use of English I've ever come across in my life. Just that one word alone, just the strength of that. Nah mean. Do you know what I mean? You nah mean? It sums it all up, doesn't it? It's just, you know, neither question nor statement. It's just, like, why have we been wasting our time with syllables for so long? I don't understand. It was a crazy day today, you know what I mean? Yo, that shit was crazy, you know what I mean? It just flows, it's magical. It says it all. I feel like I've wasted years of my life without nah mean. I wish I could go back in time and relive my favorite moments, watch my favorite movies again, seeing them bring to life. This is Sparta! Nah mean! Power. Good times, man. Good times in South Africa. We're back. I've been gone for 2 years. What the hell have you people done with the place? What on earth have you done with the place? Shit is upside down. Julius is skinny, people. Don't laugh. What happened to my juju? What happened to my Juju. I felt like a mom seeing her child skinny. Oh, Julius, and then? What happened? Did they take your land and your stomach? Oh no, my baby. Guys, what happened to Julius Malema? When I saw him, I honestly didn't know who it was. I saw this young, slender guy, thin face, but the same voice. We are going. Now the voice doesn't match the face anymore. It's almost like he's a ventriloquist of himself. We are going to fight, keep fighting. He's super skinny now, man. Like I'm waiting for him to be on the cover of Men's Health magazine, telling us how he lost the weight. Julius posing with a six-pack. They have one of those sexual headlines. How to EFF your lady right. 10 steps to get a body like Juju. There he is selling DVDs, making money, struggle aerobics. You can be just like me. I don't even think Julius knew that this was going to be his life. I mean, you know, starting in the ANC is a position that is powerful. You're at the top. You know, at the top of the food chain. As soon as you switch to an opposition party, you have to fight. You spend all of your time fighting. Julius wasn't ready for that. He didn't even realize how riled up his supporters were. Every day he was there. The EFF is going to fight. Are you ready? We're ready. What do you want to do? We want to march. Yes. Where are we marching to? To Pretoria. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why don't we get the Uber, guys? Yeah. Pretoria, yeah. What a stressful life. Poor Julius, man. From tender to slender. I miss it. I watch Parliament now again. I went straight into it, watching the vote of no confidence. I was so stressed. I don't know about you, but I was so stressed. I was like, please, 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 please don't let Zuma go, please. Don't let Zuma go. My jokes, all of my jokes, please, please. Because I mean, I know I've got Donald Trump, but it's not the same, guys. It's not the same. I want Trump and I want Zuma in my life. I want balance. Balance. Because you see, the thing is, like South African politicians, they're crazy and they're fun, right? But they're benign. They're not dangerous. It's just fun and games, you know. I'm going to watch Julius. He's going to be there having his vote of no confidence, busy causing chaos. I love that watch. I watch that in America all the time. I don't think you understand. I don't know how to explain it to Americans, but it's so much fun. It's just Julius up there causing chaos every single day. We are here today again. We are going to vote out a criminal. Guys are there. Out of air. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order, Honorable Malema. Point of order. You can't say that. Retract. Okay, I don't want to get kicked out. I retract. I am here because we want to kick out a crook. Honorable Malema, retract. Retract that, Honorable Malema. Retract it immediately. I retract. We want to kick out Lemenemene. Honorable Malema. Honorable Malema, retract. Retract. Unconditionally. Okay. I retract. Unconditionally. Here's my question. Why do they have to keep calling the person honorable when they're doing crazy shit? There's people punching and fighting in Parliament. Honorable member, stop punching. Honorable member, don't swear. Like, is that the rule? You have to say honorable member for whatever it is? Yeah? A minister can be there shitting on top of the table. Honorable member, hey, skakaka, hey. Honorable member, ukaka kamutafuleng. Honorable member, retract that feces now. Honorable member, retract that feces immediately. Retract that feces immediately, please. I retract. Unconditionally. I miss it so much. I enjoy it so much. You know? I mean, there's people who ask me all the time, they're like, Trevor, but Donald Trump, I mean, are you serious? He's crazy like the way you are telling us. People say that to me all the time. And by the way, can I just say, I appreciate every single one of you that watches The Daily Show in South Africa. I appreciate that. You're one of the biggest parts of my success. People didn't believe it. People didn't expect it. They didn't even know. They were shocked. South Africa is the #1 largest market of Daily Show viewers outside of the United States. Americans didn't know what hit them. They were like, Trevor, I don't know if this is real, but we got apparently there are like millions of people watching in South. Does that look right to you? It's like, what does that mean? No, I mean, like, I didn't know, like, do people have that many TVs? Is that like a, do you guys have TVs? TVs, we have DSTV. Dlala ngathi, ketchup. Full bouquets. Yeah. You don't understand how many stupid questions I still get people asking me. Trevor, so like coming from Africa, is it different for you? Is it like totally different? Have you guys had like animals in the streets running around? I'm like, guys, we don't have animals. Come on, man. What do you take us for? And then a few weeks after I had that fight, South Africa, you guys come and hold me back. Just after I fought with people telling them there's no animals in the streets, I see a headline from the Sunday Times. Zebra blocking traffic on N1 highway. Now I have to go back. Okay, you see, sometimes, but not always, sometimes, there's animals.
Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on. Yeah, click. Nice.
No immigrants, no spice. And definitely no tacos. Yeah, I know my friend Dave would never allow that. I've never seen him so passionate. He got up, he gave me a speech about tacos like he was the heir to a taco dynasty. He finally turned to me, he's like, Trevor, as your friend and as an American, I'm gonna make sure that you get tacos if it's the last thing I ever do. I was like, why don't we just go now, Dave? He's like, that'll work. You know my favorite part of any conversation is when people think you're gonna argue with them, but you agree, and they've already chosen anger. Because nobody just changes their tone. Everyone has to stick in the anger for a while because they think it makes them seem less crazy. Like, it happens in relationships all the time. You'll have a fight that's not a fight. You know, just be like, God damn it, Karen, every time I ask for your support, you're not there for me and it hurts me sometimes. You know what, Bob, I'm sorry. No, don't try and thank you very much. I didn't think you would apologize, and so I chose this tone, and now I feel like an idiot. I'm gonna leave the room and reset. I wasn't gonna fight. I wanna have tacos. Let's go get tacos, Dave. And so we rolled together, jumped into the car, and so we drove for about 20 minutes, right, to what I thought was going to be a restaurant. Instead, Dave pulls over into an abandoned parking lot. Kills the engine, looks over at me and goes, all right, dude. We're here. I was like, where? At my murder scene? I was like, no, dude, we're getting tacos over there. And he points, and in the corner of the parking lot was a truck. Right? A food truck, yeah, which I've now learned is quite common in America. In fact, some of the best food you'll find at a food truck. But at that moment in time, you have to forgive me, I was a little bit apprehensive. Okay? Yeah, I just wasn't quite comfortable with the idea of getting my food from an establishment that would not be there the next day. I feel like there's a certain level of accountability that comes with permanence. Dave was adamant, though. He's like, dude, you gotta get it from a truck, dude. That's how you know it's real. I was like, all right, well, let's just get this over with. Let's do it. So I hop out of the car, walk up to the truck. And it was definitely a taco truck, because there's a sign above it flashing that read, tacos. 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 And by the way, weird piece of trivia about me as a person. I hate signs that flash, but don't change. Yeah, I always feel like a sign shouldn't be allowed to flash unless it intermittently changes to some other information. Otherwise, I think that's wasted suspense. It should be illegal. Because it always catches my eye, and then I wait for something else, like tacos, and tacos. And what else? Tacos. Anything else? Tacos. Just stay on tacos! Anyway, now I'm irritated. I walk up to the truck, and as I get there, this little dude pops out, and he was in a completely different mood to me, you could tell. He just popped his head. I was like, hey, how you doing, man? You want some tacos? I said, it would be awkward if we didn't. He says, what? Oh, yeah, of course, man, of course. But you never know. Maybe you want something else, yeah? I said, oh, what else do you have, my friend? He said, no, nothing, man. It's a taco truck. I said, oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a moment of my life I'll never get back. Thank you very much. He said, no, calmate, man. I'm just saying, you know, I don't want to waste your time. You want tacos? Let's do tacos. How many tacos you want, my friend? I said, well, I don't know how many tacos to get, sir. I've never had tacos before. He said, you've never had tacos? I said, no, I have. You've never had tacos? I was like, oh, you should meet my friend Dave. Because like, I'm not gonna order food when I don't know what it is, okay? I don't know what the quantities are. I don't know what tacos are. I don't know what taco is. I don't know what taco be, okay? What do you say? How many do you get? Because just now I'm gonna be like, give me 5. What if tacos like little pigs or something? I'm like, give me 5. Next thing I'm walking home with this, wee. And that's how I started my farm. Like, I have no clue what these things are. So I'm like, yo, man, I just want to try the food. Just give me enough to try. He's like, okay, you just trying it out. 2 tacos is enough, my friend. I said, okay, then give me 2 tacos. He's like, 2 tacos, coming up. Guy goes to the back, starts preparing the food. I have no clue what's coming out. Comes back a few minutes later. He's like, hey, my friend, your tacos are ready. I said, oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. He's like, yeah, you want a napkin? I said, I'm sorry, what? I said, do you want a napkin? And now, LA. This is where it gets weird for me. Because you see, where I'm from, napkins are the things babies wear to hold their shits. The thing for your mouth we call a serviette. But I didn't know that, so at this point, this man had just turned to me, offered me food, and then said, you want a napkin? I said, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Why would I want a napkin? So, you know, man, for the mess, afterwards. I said, for the mess? How instant is it that I need a napkin? Hey, man, you never know with tacos, man. One minute you think you got it, the next thing is coming out. I said, that sounds like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. He's like, no, it's part of the experience. Everybody does it, man. You make a mess, you clean up, you come back and try again, you know? I said, all right, that's an experience I don't want to have. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to skip it. He's like, so you're not going to try my food? I said, okay, I'll try the food, but I'm not going to take the napkin, man. He said, so what are you going to do? I said, well, if it's as crazy as you say it is, I'll just eat the taco in the car on the way home. He's like, oh, you think you're safe. But you're going to be driving. Somebody swerves, you hit the brakes, splat, it's coming out. Don't be a hero, man. Just take the napkin. I said, all right, I'm not being a hero right now. I'm just being a grown-ass man, okay? Like, if it gets really bad, I'll just squeeze super tight till I get to where I'm going. He's like, yeah, that's the problem. Some people, they don't know. They squeeze it too tight, then the juice can spring out even more. It can spray on your pants and on your shirt and all. I'm like, on my shirt? How the hell did shit get all the way up to my shirt? What is this, bouncing on the ground and ricocheting back up? What the hell is in this, man? He's like, hey, man, you want the napkin or not? I said, I don't even know what your tacos right now, dude. So much stress. Now I love tacos.
Any questions? What is my favorite what? What is my favorite kind of chair? Who said that? So, I will answer your question, but first I would like to know from you, where do you get your weed? That is one of the wildest questions any human being has ever asked me in my entire life. Are you saying like rocking chair or office chair? What are you looking for from me? I'm so intrigued by you right now. Like a rocking chair, or that's literally what you were asking me. Yo, those brownies are dope. Like, what kind of chair does he like? Like, I just want to know. I do like rocking chairs. My favorite chair is a swinging chair. Any chair that's suspended on like a chain and then swings, I like. But not a bench, the chair. Like, you know, it's just like you in the chair and then it swings. I like those, but I also like rocking. Any chair that moves when it's supposed to move is my favorite kind of chair. Yes. All the others I do not pay much attention to. But now that we've had this conversation, everywhere I sit from now on, I will think of you. What is your name? Oh, K-H-U-S-H-I, Kushi. I'll think every single time I sit. I will think of Kushi now. Did you say something? Did I get a house yet? No, I didn't. Thank you for asking. Thank you. I didn't. No, I sold my place a while ago, thinking I would then move to another place, and then interest rates did a thing, and then people were like, "We don't want to sell our houses." And I was like, "But I sold mine," and they were like, "Well, that's your problem." And then I've been looking for houses ever since. It's weird, man. Looking for houses. You know what? Like, it's like another market. Just the whole thing feels like scammy. You know? It just feels scammy. It's made me, I've been doing it for so long that I question everything now. Even the concept of home ownership. Because in America, like, the dream they'll sell you is they're like, you want to own your home. And you're like, why? And they're like, because this is your wealth. Because this is the financially savvy thing to do. But then when you look at the numbers, you're like, why does it feel like I pay more than if I rent? When they're like, yeah, don't worry about that. This is the better one. Because you buy, if you rent, you waste money. You pay every month. But if you own it, you pay every month. And when things break, you have to fix it. And you can never leave unless somebody wants to take it from you. But they don't. They do not. What's real estate like in Seattle? Is it, yeah, see, all of you are just like, yeah, good luck living anywhere. You'll sell me your house? I love how quickly you said that. You're like, I'll sell you my house. I'll sell you my house. That's the weird thing with real estate. You don't want anybody's house if they're selling it. No, nobody wants to sell a good house. That's the weird thing, like, right? Real estate is almost like relationships. You don't want someone if they're single. You're like, what's wrong with you? What's the deal? I'm single. Yeah, what's your problem? Huh? You got termites? Huh? Where is your house, ma'am? North Capitol Hill. Oh, you've got fans. Are you actually selling? Yeah. How quickly things changed. I showed a little interest and you started thinking about it. It's a weird one. Really, all of it is like, I just find it weird. You know? It's like, there's like an older generation that just bought the houses for nothing. And then now the younger generation is like, we can't buy the houses. We don't make enough money. Do you remember the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was an evil cackle. If you're young, I get why you laughed like that. If you're old, you're evil. Because I was like, no one can afford it. And that person was like, ha 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 ha! My plan has worked! Screw you, Gen Z! People always give Gen Z shit for not wanting to work, but I'm like, but why would you want to work if there's nothing to work for? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of like grinding away if there's literally nothing? Because before you'd be like, I work hard so that I can put a roof over this family's heads. And then now it's like, I work hard so that I can't do anything. How would you do it? Like, how old are you, sir? 14. You will never buy a house. It's finished for you. Is this your mom? You just have to wait for her to die. That's it. That's your only hope. Do you have any siblings? You've got one, older, younger? Younger. Oh yeah, so it's you. You're gonna be the first one. She looks like she loves you. She looks at you like she loves you. You realize in like 4 or 5 years, that look's gonna change. What's your name? Jack? Yeah, she's gonna be like, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back. And then you're gonna have to go look for a house, Jack. You won't find one, Jack. And then your mom's gonna be like, I worked and I got this house, you can do it too, but you can't, Jack, she's lying to you. So you came with your mom to a show? That's super cool, man. Good for you, good for you. Hi, Mom. Did you bring him or did he bring you? Wait, oh, you? She said, of course I brought him because he doesn't have any money. Damn, Jack, you got burned. I want to live in your house, Jack. You got a mom roasting you like that? Oh, man. Oh, damn, I can't imagine your life, Jack. Just walking around. People are like, oh, where's your house, Jack? She's like, oh, he doesn't have one. He lives with me, broke little bitch. No, it's good, Jack. It'll toughen you up. It'll toughen you up. Do you own the house, Mom? You do. Congratulations. So are you going to hand it down to them? Wow, she paused. Damn. Damn, Jack. She was like, Damn, Jack. Say again? He wants to live in LA. Jack, you will not get a house, Jack. What are you not understanding, Jack? Why do you want to live in LA, Jack?
Well, I also want to live in San Francisco.
You also want to live in San Francisco? Jack, do you ever go on Zillow and see what's happening in these places? Shit is real in these streets, Jack. You're like picking dream location. You know there used to be a game show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Jack? And that game show was successful because people were like, if you're a millionaire, you can do things. You know why that game show doesn't exist anymore, Jack? Because a million doesn't do shit, Jack. Nothing, Jack. You want to live in San Francisco and LA? In a house, Jack? What are you going to do for a living, Jack? You want to play professional basketball? Okay, that's the right idea. That is the right idea, Jack. What position do you play? I don't know basketball very well. What would you play as? Point guard. All right, so that's passing and shooting. Okay, that's good. That's good. No, that's very good. As a white kid, you must know what you're going to be doing. It'll save you stress in the long run. Because there was a generation of white guys that really got caught off guard. You know, no pun intended, but they were like, I want to be the big man. And then Shaq was like, do you know? So are you really good? Oh, Mom says you're really good. Okay, she didn't roast you there. All right? No, really. She was like, How long have you been playing for? That's a good question. A few years or many years? Since you were 2 years old. Okay, I believe in you, Jack. I believe in you. You go and you do your best. You crush it. I mean it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Live your dream. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe you don't make it into the NBA. Maybe you play in another league. You play like in Europe. Some of the leagues are growing. Things are getting better, right? So you can play in other places. You can even come back. Look at Wembanyama. He got drafted. He wasn't even in like the lower leagues in America. So you can just come at any time. So don't let anybody tell you can't follow your dreams. You can go. You can crush it in the NBA. And even if you don't worry. You still weren't going to get a house, Jack. So nothing changes, Jack. It's so weird to see our prejudices, you know, the way people are labeled in the media, you know, in society. And it's not just Muslim people, you see it with black people as well. You know, people saying these things like, you know, I remember when the riots were happening in Baltimore, people quickly jumped, these thugs, these are a bunch of thugs running around, these thugs. You know, I'm starting to think black people like crime. That's what I'm starting to think. Is that the only way they can deal with it? Black people like crime. No. Black people don't like crime. Because you know who's not a criminal? Most black people. Yeah, most black people are not criminals. Black people hate crime just like everybody else. It's not like black people are cheering crime on. It's not like they're watching a black guy do some shit like, yeah, Darnell, you steal that shit, man. You steal that shit. Yeah, no. When black people see a black person doing a crime, they also looking at the person like, that nigga crazy. You gotta fight the act, not the face. Not a face that you put to, it's not the same thing. And everybody has it, you know? If you're a Middle Eastern and you do something, if you're a black person gets shot in a bad neighborhood, the first story they always lead with the same thing. And today in Compton, a man was shot in what is suspected to be gang-related violence. It's always gang-related violence. They never say it's anything else. Never just two guys, gang-related, probably gang-related. Why do you say that? Well, because, you know, in this area, there's hip-hop. Why is it gang-related? It's always it doesn't matter who it is. Could be two kids. Someone got shot. A 3-year-old was shot today by a 4-year-old in what is suspected to be gang-related violence. But they're kids. Yeah, they recruit very young. Wasn't a mistake? No, it's not a mistake. It's never a mistake. But if it's in a rich neighborhood, the story changes. Because you'll never hear them reporting the same thing about the Hamptons. And today in the Hamptons, a man was shot in what is suspected to be gang-related violence. The Burberry gang has been known to operate around these parts. And recently, they never say those things. In fact, you're more likely to see the police commissioner going, we've just conducted an investigation. We found out that a firearm was discharged earlier today, and a bullet left the weapon, penetrating a victim, and we're going to investigate whether it was misfired or I'm sorry. Did you say did someone shoot the gun? Well, we're not ruling anything out right now, but we're checking to see if there was a mechanism failure or what about the person? Well, we don't think that this was intentional. We don't. So wait, we live in a world where you'll investigate a gun before you investigate a rich white man? Is that what you're saying? No. That's not what we're saying. But I mean, you must remember the gun is black. But that's not the point. The point is, it's so weird how our prejudices have given everyone their lane. Middle Eastern does something, they're a terrorist. Black person does something, they're gang-related, they're a thug. But if a white guy walks into a church killing 9 people dead, what do they lead with on the news? And today, in an isolated incident, a lone gunman walked into a church, opening fire and killing 9 people. It's always a lone gunman. Yeah, a lone gunman with no ties to society whatsoever. They always separate him as quickly as possible. I love how they do that. He kept to himself and was notoriously unfriendly. He had no friends whatsoever. No friends, really? No friends? Not even one? Not even one? No friends? Like, not even on Facebook? No, everyone has friends on Facebook. Come on, you tell me the guy had no friends. It's almost like as the shooting happens, everyone's like, what, Dylan? Unfriend.
I just got back from Atlanta. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Hottest weather. The worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, well, you must be used to this being from Africa. And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, so hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting. So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man, and you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. It's got rims that says, pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what, though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. There's two of them? I understand nothing, even the small words, just the pronunciation, you know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my aunt, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, I mean, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here, you have imperial, which is fine. I mean, I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg, milligrams. Mg, milligrams. And you guys have ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That, for me, please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. LB pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P, no, I don't. So, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for.
I would have never learned about charming racism had I not come to this beautiful country. Yeah. Probably something that changed my life forever. Charming racism. Classic American charming racism. I never knew there was such a thing growing up. And I thought I knew all about racism. I always, you know, coming from the home of some of the best racism in the world, no, and I don't mean to brag, but South Africa is by far, like we've got top quality racism out there. Like, it's handcrafted. You don't get racism like that anymore. Like, I've seen racism all over the world. To be honest, the standards have dropped. It's not what it used to be. Like, I'm talking about quality racism. You know, now it's cheap and mass-produced, probably made in China now. I'm talking about real racism. I discovered charming racism in a place called Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know if you've ever been, but you really need to go. It's a beautiful place. Old school, charming racism with a smile and the tip of a hat. Everyone in Lexington had this vibe, the smile, the charm, the drawl. Oh, the southern drawl, I love it so much. They would speak out there. The grammar's horrible, but it's still beautiful. It's, no, because the sentences don't really make sense. They'd be like, y'all ain't never done gonna see none of them out. And it's like, that's not English. Your autocorrect is broken. I don't know what that is, but it's beautiful. You know, in fact, when they speak really fast, sometimes it sounds like someone's playing a banjo inside their mouths. That's what it sounds like to me. I asked 2 men for directions, and they started arguing. It was the most beautiful sound I've ever heard in my life. The guy was like, where are you going, boy? I said, I'm going to the theater. Can you direct me? He said, oh, you're going to get on the way on the road. Maybe they don't see long down that way. And the friend was like, no, they ain't getting long way down by, man. They don't get on same. Right, they never know going down by long day. They don't get on me, but they ain't going to on again down by. It was almost. It sounded like someone started a Mumford & Sons concert in their mouth. Because 1 minute they were talking, and then they got into it, and the guy was like, "Nail on, get on, why no?" Say like, "Bang on the game, on the fail on, down, get on the game, on, better on, why, but get on the man all day, bound little on me, how middle on me, gotta lean on the gun, don't they? Gotta lean on, fail on, why, bet get on the warning, never gonna take now, why, gotta lean ball, fine line, then on the game, don't play, get on the gun that way." Nigger. The reason I'll never forget Lexington, though, is because I met a woman out there. A gorgeous, gorgeous woman. I'll never forget her till the day I die. She walks into the lobby of the theater where I was standing with some friends, and she was absolutely stunning. A classic Southern belle. She had long, big blonde hair, giant boobs. And she strutted herself into the lobby, pushing people out the way. She made her way straight for me, came to me, pointed me in the face, and she was like, "Excuse me, baby. Excuse me, honey. May I chat to you for a moment, please?" I said, "Yes, of course. Hi, how are you? How are you, ma'am?" She said, "Honey, I just want to let you know that you are by far the funniest and handsomest nigger I done ever seen." And I was like, "What?" I was so shocked. Because isn't it most handsome, not handsomest? Some of you may or may not know, I got a job. This is fantastic for me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, yeah. That's how my grandmother put it, funny enough. I phoned my grandmother to tell her that I'd be working on The Daily Show, and she was really excited. She was like, "Ooh, Trevor, I'm so happy for you. Well done, you got a job." I said, No, Granny, I already had a job." And she's like, "No, you didn't. Did you have an office?" I said, "No." She's like, "Then it wasn't a job." That's all she cares about. My mom was a bit better. I called her to tell her the news. And to give you a bit of a backstory, I've got two younger brothers. Right? One brother is 9 years younger than me, and then the youngest is 20 years younger than me, right? And so the youngest just became one of the student council members in his school, right? So he got onto the student council. So I phoned my mom to tell her my good news. I'm on the phone with her. I'm like, "Oh, Mom, I don't know if you heard, I'm going to be on The Daily Show." And she's like, "Oh, my baby, I'm so excited. Oh, praise Jesus. This is wonderful. Well done, baby. I'm so happy for you. And did you hear what happened to your brother?" I'm like, "No, what happened?" She's like, "Oh, he's on the student council at his school. Oh, I'm so excited. Both my boys are doing big things in the world. I'm so happy. Oh." And I was like, "Yeah, some things are bigger than others." She's like, "No, it's all the same." I was like, "You say that, but I mean, you know. Come on, you know." She's like, "Okay, fine. You were never student council, so let's cheer for you." You're like, "What?"
I just got back from Atlanta. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot as well. The worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, "Well, you must be used to this being from Africa." And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, "So hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting." So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man, and you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. You've got rims that says, pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what, though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. Look, there's two of them? I understand nothing. Even the small words, just the pronunciation. You know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my aunt, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. What a great way to end a friendship. I couldn't get help the other day when searching for a battery for my remote control, because that's what I say, battery, a small form of power. So in America, you say battery, which to me is a different form of power. Sponsored by Chris Brown. And you know what, I understand. We live on different sides of the globe, so it's fine. The language will evolve. This is something I've come to understand. But I hope I change one thing in your hearts forever. Just one thing. And that is that animal in the wild that looks like a horse. It has black and white stripes. Yeah, do me a favor. From now on, please, it's not zebra, okay? It's zebra. Yeah? Just like it's not Debra, it's Deborah. Same structure of word. Plus, you cannot name them because you do not have them. Zebra. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, I mean, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here you have imperial, which is fine. I mean, I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg, milligrams. Mg, milligrams. And you guys have ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That for me, please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. LB, pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P, no, I don't. He said, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for. This is horrible. In fact, it's crazy. You do realize the imperial system is so inefficient that even American drug dealers have switched over to metric. Even drug dealers got to the point where they said, we need some order, we're going with metric. And I honestly thought this was an anomaly. I thought, you know what, this is just one of those things, it's a coincidence, but it's not. Americans do not care about abbreviation nor the English language. They don't give a damn. I learned this in the small things. Like for instance, when I was in Tennessee, I stumbled on an organization known as the Ku Klux Klan. You heard of them? Worst magic show ever. Guy gave me a pamphlet, he was like, come and see the Grand Wizard. Grand Wizard, the Grand Wizard. Didn't do one trick. Not even one trick. I mean, I noticed a few black people disappear, but I mean, that's not magic. No, that's just Reaganomics. I wasn't impressed by that. Like, where's the magic? I sat there forever. These guys running around in their sheets. Yeah, the KKK, as they're affectionately known. Has nobody bothered to tell them ever that you do not spell clan with a K? Nobody stopped. Even in America, Klan is spelt with a C. The Ku Klux Klan, they're the KKC, not the KKK. You realize that? Ku Klux Klan. The C. In fact, the name is wrong, the whole thing, the Ku Klux parts of it. That's just horrible, because they got that, as you know, from ancient Greece. It was Kuklos Alphion, meaning a circle of brothers. And that's how they got their name. They called themselves a Greek circle of brothers, which is wrong for two reasons. One, if your sole purpose as an organization is to hate black people, don't you find it strange that you've now named yourself the Circle of Brothers? And secondly, do they realize that in ancient Greece, circles of brothers were doing very different things with one another? Very loving, very, you know, yeah. If they were really a Greek circle, the sheets would be a bit higher up, you know, just more of a, yeah, maybe one more hole. They're not a...